Hello everyone, welcome back. There has been a lot happening and today's update is all about FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. He was actually invited for his right of reply to Rotimi Amaechi, and honestly, what he said surprised a lot of people. From discussing Amaechi's past, personal relationship and even his wife to talking about the current hardship under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his position in PDP and the ongoing coalition talks. Sincerely speaking, Wike didn't hold back at all. In fact, Shein was almost speechless as everything unfolded live on here. I didn't want to just summarize this because you need to hear it for yourselves. Well, this is not to take sides or criticize anyone, but simply to show you what is really going on in Nigeria's political space. Don't forget to like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy content like this, please subscribe and share with others. Now, take a listen.
Begin by giving you a right of reply because there were a lot of things that were said yesterday. Your name came up in the conversation a few times. Yeah. How do you respond to some of those things your predecessor in River State said?
What did he say?
First, let me take you up on the fact that he said someone like him should be very respected because he's older than you and was governor before you. And to the extent that he said,
I think it's very unfortunate. First of all, you should be respected by the integrity you have. You should be respected by the honor you have. You shouldn't be respected because you are 200 years old. First of all, you can't claim to be my senior. It was unfair to him for him to make that kind of comment. The mere fact he was a governor before me, there's no law that says if I'm senior to you, I'll be governor before you. To God be the glory. He gives power to whom he wants to give power at the right time. It's for you to use what God has given to you to enhance the upliftment of mankind. I want to say with all due respect to anybody, I never knew Rotimi from Adams. In 1998, I contested chairmanship of one of the most important local governments in this country, Obiabo local government, which is the poor ethnic nationality where he comes from. He is not for the same local government with me, but for the same ethnic nationality. When I won, who brought Rotimi to me was a woman called Papa Chidi. Elder. In the name of God Almighty, whom all of us serve, we must always tell ourselves the simple truth. Elder Chidi Muyoka, when he had his mother, he failed in 1999 of the national election. He failed at the State Assembly to the man from the local government who claims to be a human rights activist. I can't remember his name now. I say this bread is something else. It's from Elele Okarali. You see, I say because I never knew you asked me this question. Everybody knows. God forgive me. I cannot remember this man's name. Who failed? He was an APP. Not to be lost. He went to the tribunal. That's why they brought Rotimi to me. And Rotimi Wike brought him to me. A lawyer was Dapado, who is from Ghana, but had worked in River State. He rose to the rank of the Director of Civil Litigation. Steve Dapado was a lawyer. So who helped? It's unfair.
So you were the one who helped him, not him helping you.
You couldn't have. Tinubu is there from LLA. Everybody knows that.
What did you do for him at the time?
Because, you see, ignorance is ignorance. This Rotimi was shouting today, talking, shouting. He never knows his left or his right. It's unfortunate. I bought an electoral act. Then, under that time we are still operating, the decree. You understand the military, the government came in 1999. So there was still the military government. And so we're still operating under decree number 4. God has helped me now. Uche Okuku was the man who defeated him. Uche Okuku was the man who defeated Rotimi Amaechi. Uche Okuku contested under APP. Amaechi contested under PDP. Amaechi lost.
For House of Assembly?
Yeah, House of Assembly. In fact, I can tell you, the man who was to be the speaker, who from Alova, Tony Wadi, late. Dr. Peter Odele, who of course wanted to make Amaechi his boy the speaker, waited until that matter ended in Court of Appeal. Amaechi won, and that Amaechi became the speaker. Now, Amaechi was unfair to Rivers people, unfair to Nigerians. I watched last night when you asked him how he became rich and how you now furnish president. He told you that he was an industrialist.
Oh, you know his wife?
Very well. Very, very well. Very, very well.
And you know the wife is a businesswoman?
No, certainly not. It's unfortunate a young woman, how you can bring her up to this kind of discussion. But having brought her up, let me tell Nigerians, I bet you must be fair to Nigerians now. You are insulting Nigerians. Why would you do this? When did your wife become an industrialist? Which of the manufacturing company does she own that has become an industrialist? I have always said, we are playing politics, let's play politics. Leave our wives out of this. I'm sure you will also understand I've never one day, never, as chairman of local government, as chief of staff, as minister of state, as governor, as minister now, I've never brought my wife to the public thing. It's not public. Now you have said your wife is an industrialist. But you are not fair to Nigeria. You are insulting the sensitivities of Nigerians. And that's what I've always told people. If I want to challenge Shehu, I want to challenge you. Let me not hide on the canopy, on the school of anything to say, oh, this is why Shehu should not be here. I should say, Shehu, you are not competent. I should say, Shehu, channel television, or whatever name, they are not happy with you. What is the problem? How is your wife an industrialist?
Is she not?
She's not. She's not with
She's a businesswoman.
No, I don't know about it. You have been a businesswoman, I don't mean an industrialist.
She even said in the
You
government
can be
house.
a trader.
As a chief of staff, didn't you see her selling at the government house?
Selling is not an industrialist. With due respect, I can be selling hampers. Does that make you an industrialist?
Was that what she was selling?
No, I can say so. If I'm selling water, you're not the one producing the water. If I'm selling rice, are you producing rice? Now, with all due respect, I'm sorry to say this. I hear when he said, you went to Base University. Is that what you would have thought? You don't know the difference of being an industrialist, of being a trader, assuming your wife's a trader. I mean, you are trained. So I'm sorry to say this. I hear you went to Base University. That's what I had. It was last night when you were interviewing him. He said you went to Base. I didn't know. Therefore, she's an industrialist.
Well, you as a chief of staff,
yes,
minister,
yes,
you know so much because you are literally almost everywhere with the governor.
Yes.
When you served in the Amaechi government.
Yes.
What did you know that Mrs. Amaechi was doing?
No, I can tell you the truth with all due respect to you. And that's why I said, why do you bring your wife into this kind of discussion? It's unnecessary. If you love your wife, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Now you are making to the public now to know. Your wife was never an industrialist. I respect women. I respect my wife. And that's why it's very difficult for me to discuss about women. If you watch me, I'm very difficult. But see, I'm pained that a man who wants to be president of a country, like I had him say to you, will bring his wife to this, that now will enable me now to begin to explain that no, you're not being fair. You know your wife was never an industrialist. You know. Okay,
because the
let me tell you. I don't think Amaechi loves his wife.
Why would you say so?
No, he couldn't have. If he lost his wife, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done that. Okay. As a university graduate, if I ask you ask me a question, where would you get the money? Where do you get the money from? You are talking about presidential ambition. As a university graduate, character and in learning, all I will say, nobody becomes a president with his own money. Nobody's money can make you to be a president. My friends, my supporters will have to come. And they have promised me. They will support me.
The premise, Minister, is the fact that, just for a moment, sir,
okay,
the premise upon which Mr. Amaechi made those claims was to the fact that your wealth is questionable. He said he's not like you.
My wealth?
That, he said your wealth is questionable.
Yeah.
And that he doesn't ride the kind of cars you ride, he doesn't own the kind of houses and the lands and all whatever that you have.
No.
So there's a question mark. Can you explain your wealth?
Okay. So that I don't digress. Let me finish first. I will come to that. About wealth and no wealth. I will tell you. How people are hypocritical. How people insult Nigerians. Deceiving Nigerians. First of all, Amaechi's wife was not an industrialist. I've never been. The best I know. And that's why I call on Mr. President to release the forensic audit of NDDC. Through Amaechi's wife company, every month, 4 billion naira to train Niger Delta women for 1 year, 48 billion naira.
And that,
the forensic report audit is there. Who killed it was Malami. The Attorney General then, one of the people who are talking
Are you
about.
privy to that document?
Sir, if
You have a
Mr.
copy?
President should help Nigerians. You see, this is what I have always said. Mr. President should help Nigerians. Please, release the forensic audit of the NDDC.
Well, is it a crime to get a contract from government?
4 billion naira a month to train Niger Delta women. 4 billion naira.
Let's take a pause because we need to take a break on tonight.
Yes.
Is whether this government that you're serving under is performing or not. Because that is a contest Mr. Amaechi had yesterday, that this government is a failure, is worse than what we have seen. And perhaps what we're going to see in the coming days, whether or not Nigerians are suffering under this government more than they have seen in the past government. That's on the program. Let's get back to our conversation with the FCT Minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you, sir.
I think we should go to issues of whether this government that you are serving is deserving of Nigerians' sympathy, because you saw what happened. Literally, the PDP has been emptied into the ADC.
How?
You saw a lot of people that went into the ADC, into the
who are those who
opposition
left the
coalition.
PDP to ADC?
David Mark is in ADC.
Yes.
Mr. Atiku Abubakar is part of the coalition.
Yes.
Governor Tambuwal is part of the coalition.
Yes.
Someone like Bolaji Abdullah is part of the Dele Momodu is part of the coalition.
Yes.
It looks literally, if you look at the faces of the people right there,
Okay.
these are the heavyweights. They're probably one of the most prominent in the PDP are empty. That's former Governor Suswam.
Yes.
All of them are there.
Yes.
The big question here is that APC is in trouble. And the fact that President Tinubu, they said they are going to send him back to Lagos.
I'm not going to speak for APC. But I want to say, in reality, let me take them one by one. The people you just mentioned that are the big weights of PDP. One by one. Weight of them is a big weight of PDP that delivered his local government, his state, and I have abandoned the party. You read big weights by I was former this. Now, let me tell you, I'll start with their so-called interim chairman.
That's a former two-time Senate president,
Okay,
David Mark.
thank God you said so. You are the one now clarifying it to me. Let us take time. How can you rate David Mark as a big weight of PDP? Let me tell you. With all due respect to you, his federal constituency, the daughter, ran under APC, and she won. Yes, that's correct. He, as leader of the party, where all the funds are given, is not that one. Now, two things are there. It is either you are not being sincere with PDP, you are playing pranks with PDP for long, or you are not on ground. How can you be the leader of the party, a former Senate president for 8 years, from a federal constituency, and your daughter will run in another party and win the party that you're a leader? For Christ's sake.
So you don't regard him as a... Does that take anything away from him?
No, the point I'm making is you're a leader of the party. You're a leader of the party. Every fund is started through you. And your daughter, your own daughter, running against your own party, under another party, which is the party you're opposing to, APC. And that party, your daughter won. Now, what I'm trying to say, don't give coverage to anybody. Let's open everything as it's supposed to be now. And let's tell ourselves the simple truth. Mr. David Mark, Senator David Mark, how did your daughter win a fair constituency? Two things are responsible. Either you play PDP wayo, or you are deceiving PDP. Or another father is local. You are never on ground. So APC could win. Two things. There's no way. So the issue of, are you saying that? Now, how do you regard people?
Does that take away the fact that they are going to be a big threat?
There's no big
and they
threat.
are coming
with an
alternative.
No alternative. None of that.
Minister Wike, they say Nigerians are suffering. They are going to take away the suffering of Nigerians away. That your government, the government which you're serving, has impoverished Nigerians the more. And you heard the analysis of Mr. Amaechi yesterday.
Oh, no, Amaechi has never had any analysis.
Are Nigerians not suffering, Mr. Wike?
No, I'm coming to tell you. Let me tell you. First of all, does it rely on the man who was in government? I will come one by one. And I want to tell Nigerians this. I have no problem. I've never told you, as in government, we don't have challenges. Now, but Nigerians will also know. Look, who are these people telling us that we are suffering? Were there not people who are in government who have put Nigeria to this suffer? And somebody came in now, just 2 years, miracle will be performed.
Is 2 years not enough to show Nigerians
nowhere is it done. Under where we were, nowhere. Let me tell you this. Let me take them one by one. Amaechi was a governor, was a speaker for 8 years, was a governor for 8 years, was a minister for 8 years. Nigerians he never knew Nigerians were suffering. Remember, Amaechi was one of those who championed the removal of Jonathan. And he claimed and he said openly, we kicked him out. He said so because Nigerians were suffering. We kicked him out. Yes, he said so. They kicked him out. He went out. No problem. He was proud of it. He wanted to be somewhere. He didn't. Now his government came from 2015 to 2023. What happened to Nigerians? Nigerians were in heaven. Nigerians were not suffering. Everything was going normal. There was a train bomb from Abuja to Kaduna. You know. They bombed the train. There was no train again from Abuja to Kaduna for how many years? That was under Tinubu's government. Is that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? He was the Minister of Transportation. They bombed the train. Was Tinubu the president then? Why can't we tell ourselves the truth?
But does it take away the fact that Nigerians are suffering
No,
now?
I'm coming.
We thought Buhari government was worse for Nigerians.
Shehu, I'm coming.
But the livelihood of
Shehu, I'm coming. Shehu, I'm coming. You were there for 8 years. 8 years. 8 years. Not 8 months. 8 years. This man came just 2 years. I put steps. If you were there for 8 years, you could not put steps to correct what has happened. Right? This man just 2 years. I say, I had them tell you that the coalition started 18 months ago. 18 months ago. 18 months ago. Which means Tinubu was in office for 6 months. For 6 months. He started coalition.
Maybe they've seen that there's no capacity.
No, I'm coming. Nigerians told them within 6 months they are suffering.
And Nigerians not suffering, Mr.
No, listen now. I'm coming to the point. You see, I will tell you. Who caused the suffering? And who's trying to solve the problem of the suffering now? Are you blaming the man who's trying to solve the problem of suffering, or you who caused the problem of suffering? Are you not supposed to say, let's support this man who have put processes and start to correcting the problem that they're suffering? Now you who caused the suffering, I'm coming. So it's unfortunate, and this is what I don't like in this country. People like you, all of us, should educate Nigerians. Enough is enough. Stop insulting us. Don't be using our name to say we are suffering. Don't trivialize the sufferings of Nigeria. Don't trivialize the challenges Nigerians have. Sir,
how do you explain the enormous debt that has been accrued to this country under this government in the last 2 years?
No, sir.
Which is more than what we have seen at least in the last 8 years.
No, it's not correct, sir. It's not correct, sir. Have the facts correct. Under Amaechi, as Minister of Transportation, how much did we borrow from the China
Exim Bank?
Yes. How much? And ask yourself question. The cost of rail transportation all over the world, which is more expensive. It's more expensive in Nigeria than anywhere in the world. Compare. I watched when Amaechi was telling you yesterday that, yes, I took the loan. Yes, people give me everything to do. Yes, it's good. Look at how emboldened you incurred them for Nigeria. And we're not benefiting from that. And you have that effrontery to tell Nigerians, I took loan. I have no problem with loan. What is the benefit? What is the cost? Now the same thing in Rivers. He spent $39 million US for Caribbean White Hospital. Go there, there's no foundation.
Is that the reason why you did not complete the rail, the train that came into
so
the
from where to where?
City?
From where to where? From where to where?
Was that unfair for you to have abandoned that?
Abandon what is impactful or not for 1 kilometer? How much you spent? Over 50 billion naira?
Well, you said to have spent 39 billion on renovating.
Oh, no, is it functioning? 650 million in 3 weeks, in a year? And how many years you have recovered the money? Come on.
Minister, just for a moment. Just for a moment, because we're getting to the top of the hour. But I still have quite a lot of questions to ask Mr. Wike tonight. For that reason, we'll be extending the conversation for another half hour. This is going to be a special edition of the program because there are a lot of issues bordering on the average person tonight that we need to tackle. And we're not yet done with the conversation. So for that reason, let our viewers know tonight that we shall be extending So, Minister.
Yes.
Your government that you serve in
Yes.
need to explain to Nigerians that the suffering that they are feeling right now, the cost of transportation that have gone up, the cost of food that have gone up, food inflation that have gone up, unemployment rate that have gone up, a lot of the indices of the economy that is unfavorable, how do you explain to them when their lives in the last 2 years is worse than they've seen over the last few years?
So, that's not correct. Not correct. Now, let me ask you one question. Now, unfortunately, the government took over from, I'm not trying to criticize. See, that's why I've also been careful. If you watch Mr. President, be careful. He took over an economy that was gone. Was gone. Was gone, totally gone. Take, for example, the fuel
Subsidy remover.
Take for example. Everyone says this was a scam. This was a scam. Accurate. So what do we do? He came and said, no, I will not allow this again. Has to go. In saying that, there have been a lot of challenges. But a lot of money will be put in the hands of states or the federating units. And what the president did today, there's so much money in the hands of states, whether anybody likes it or not. There's so much money. Now, I'm not saying that you have utilized the full advantage But what you must ask yourself, yes, are there steps taken? And you cannot tell me here that within 2 years, the whole problems would have been solved. So if anybody says that, and that's what I don't like him.
Are you asking Nigerians to be more patient?
Well,
They've been patient for 2 years. How much more patient do you?
But you were there for 8 years. You saw what happened. The whole thing had collapsed. Nigeria was to be buried.
Would Nigerians die more?
No, the point I'm making.
In the last 2 years.
Why not say the Nigerians was ready to be buried? Luckily, he has not been buried. Somebody has come in. No, I will not allow you to be buried.
So Tinubu is a savior.
By the grace of God, he's doing everything to make sure that, look, see where we are. Sorry. I'm going to take decision. That will be hard. But if we sacrifice, we get there. Mention anywhere in this world, in 2 years, economy that was gone, dead, buried. And somebody comes up to say, for you to survive this, you must take hard economic decision that will not be too palatable. But if you support us, we'll come out of it. And that is what he's been doing and which is correct. Like I told you, if these people are talking about coordination, they are sincere. You know, I've always said this, and which you are a product of. We want people to say to Nigerians, listen, people who now come to say Nigeria was dead, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is okay. Assuming you don't consider, they were in government for so many years. What did they do to make sure we are not in that? Let me tell you.
I would rather like us to tell on the issues.
And that's what I'm saying. It's issues. That's what I say. You are coming to tell me you want to rescue Nigeria. That's what I'm trying to point out time to make. But you had the opportunity. You are in government. Did you rescue Nigeria? You never knew that Nigerians were angry. I went to Otubo. Go to his village, no road. Go from here to Berryway, no road. Senate President, you were the one presiding over the budget, approving the budget. Come on, who is deceiving who? It is now you know, under Tinubu, that Nigerians are suffering, Nigerians are angry. Now then we are not angry. When you were there for 8 years, you could not even allow the road to go to Benue State.
Should we allow Nigeria to go further down?
No, that's not what it's not going further down.
If these people have realized, if these people have realized it now,
the road, how can you, who was in office, realize it? Allow those who are not in office to realize it, not you. Now, the road is going on now. By the Tinubu's government. By the Tinubu's government. To shame you. And you don't want to be shamed, but you'll be shamed. Because the Tinubu government is doing the road from Abuja to Benue, which refused to be done. Now, you talk about, what's the name, Nyesom Wike. For Christ's sake, for crying out loud. Ordinarily, why should I talk about Nyesom Wike? Why should I do that? You say
as a distinguished journalist and
I don't know.
A publisher,
please,
former editor of Concord newspaper.
Please, you can have money and be a publisher. Publishing what? Let me tell you. I can tell you authoritatively today. I've never said it anywhere. Nyesom Wike does not have what it takes. Credibility or what? I know how he came to me.
To do what?
Oh my God. Ask anybody. He stayed with me for how many weeks? Even when he's eating, with all due respect, there are things I respect people to be decent and rest. You collect food, the food will be flowing over, falling down. I mean, so please, let me respect myself. You say you ran for presidential, you didn't get one vote. These are the people you are telling me our coalition. A man
is a Nigerian. He's entitled to.
No, what I'm saying.
He doesn't think
No, for you to say
your comportment in attacking personalities in this country.
No.
He thinks that that's not good.
No. Nigerians will know the kind of people are talking to them. Because you see, I say who is here. If you are talking to me, I will say who is Shehu. I will say so. Is Shehu the kind of character that should talk to me, that should preach to me, to do something, when I know that Shehu does not have what it takes?
What about the likes of John Oyegun?
I'm telling anybody, I give you this, I give you no, it's not correct. No, it's not correct. People just, why are you interested in condition for peace? The problem people I have, with due respect to you, nobody's coming to arise, nobody's coming to challenge, nobody's coming to AIT to abuse Wike. Because the oil well has dried. The oil well is dried. Nothing again.
What do you mean the oil well is?
Okay, let me tell you now. Where people are sucking from. It's dried now. It's no longer coming. No more problem now. There's peace. So what are you going to talk? You go and make governor. You say no.
But why,
I have peace with my governor.
why do you think that Fubara should not do a second term?
Who told you that there's something like
Can you
that?
tell us what happened?
Why would I tell
What's
you?
the agreement?
No, you cannot know.
You are the master of agreement is agreement.
But are you part of the agreement?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Because we are in Nigeria together.
No, you're not, but you're not for River State.
I cover
you know,
River State. I have interest in
no. You have never contributed anything to the development of River State.
No, I have.
No, you have not.
I have.
No, you have not. You only collect money for River State.
I almost died.
About your coverage. It's money.
I almost died in River State covering elections.
No, but you are paid for it.
No, that's
you are
coverage. Coverage of election.
No.
We do it for free.
Can I tell you something? Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps me happy today. That all of you are in dark. And you could not to be in dark. You will never know. When I agree, there is peace. Whichever thing you want to say, it's your business. Whether channel, whether I rise, whether I IT, whether anything. Die in that darkness. Because when President called all of us and tried to make peace, you went to town and begin to say, why this? Somebody who said, look, let there be peace. And we agree there's peace. What I think should now project, but say, look, there is peace in the United. Don't be asking us, what are the terms? Why are you asking us? What's their business?
Minister Wike, I think we should wrap up. And in this way, I'd like us to wrap up.
Yes.
In all of this,
yes,
a lot of the opposition is saying that things are not looking good for Nigerians. And you are working in the cabinet of President Bola Tinubu.
Yes.
What would you be telling Nigerians in terms of what they need to take home right now?
Yes.
What is the hope that they have? That this government will do right by them?
Yes. No. What
and that they should not vote this government out of office in 2027.
No.
Why they should not?
Let me tell you, we must be sincere. And tell ourselves a simple truth. We should not be misled by people who have left office and want to come back to office. You know, one thing you say, a politician, I will tell you, I'm a politician. Once you leave office, all they are planning how to come back to office. Most of us who are no longer in office are no longer relevant. So we plant all kinds of propaganda. Let Nigerians say, look, yes, you who is talking to us, but you are here. What was our fate? What happened? Now, Nigerians also know, is it possible, sincerely, that in 2 years' time, in office of somebody, that you have solved all problems? Are there steps? Are there things that have been put in place to make sure that things get better?
So are there hopes for Nigerians?
There's certainly big hope. But you see, you do it like where a pastor comes to say a miracle. I have a prayer for you. It does in 1 minute. It's not true.
All right.
What I've told Nigerians, I will not serve in any government. That does not mean well for the government, for the country.
Does this government mean well for Nigeria?
Very well. That's why steps have been taken, though hard, but necessary.
All right. We need to leave it.
And that's it for today's update. As always, this platform is here to keep you informed, not to take sides, but to share what is really happening. So let me know what you think about everything Wike said. Do you think it was personal, political, or a bit of both? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. If you found this helpful, Please like this video, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any political gist or update. Thanks for watching.